You close your eyes, the room is dark, your body is exhausted, and then your brain does something strange. It wakes up, not gently, it fires. The meeting you handled badly 3 weeks ago, the thing you said in 2017 that no one else remembers, the email you forgot to send, the question you cannot stop turning over. Did you make the right call? And you're lying there thinking, why? Why can't I just stop? Here's the thing, and this is going to sound strange. Your brain isn't broken. It isn't weak. It isn't anxious for no reason. It is doing exactly what it was built to do, and it has been doing this for 200,000 years. See, here's what nobody tells you. When the lights go off and the world gets quiet, your brain doesn't slow down. It switches on. There's an entire network buried inside your skull, the default mode network. And the moment you stop giving it external things to focus on, it turns inward. It starts scanning, reviewing, simulating. It asks, what happened today? What went wrong? What could go wrong tomorrow? Are we ready? Neuroscientist Marcus Reichel discovered this network in the early 2000s. And when he saw it light up on the scans, the scientific community was stunned. Because this wasn't random noise. This was organized, purposeful, relentless mental activity, happening specifically when you're supposed to be at rest. But why? Why does your brain do this at night of all times? Because for most of human history, night was when you died. Think about it. Your ancestors weren't sleeping in locked apartments. They were on the ground, in the dark, on the savannah, where things with teeth were moving through the grass, where rival groups could approach in silence, where the fire was burning low and morning felt very, very far away. The brain that stayed alert at night, that replayed the day and looked for threats and planned for what might come, that brain survived. The brain that switched off completely, it didn't make it. So you didn't inherit the genes of the ones who slept peacefully. You inherited the genes of the ones who couldn't stop thinking, the ones who lay awake running simulations, the ones who were always one step ahead of the danger they hadn't seen yet, at 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling. You are the descendant of the most paranoid, most prepared, most relentlessly alert humans who ever lived, and your brain is proud of it. But here's where it gets painful. Something changed. Something broke the system. Your ancestors had a release valve. They walked 10 miles a day. They carried things. They built things. They fought things. By nightfall, their bodies were genuinely physically spent. The cortisol and adrenaline that the brain pumped out, all that chemical anxiety fuel, it got burned off. The body and the brain were balanced. You sat in a chair. You stared at a screen. Your body barely moved, but your brain was running threat simulations all day. And now it's nighttime, and those chemicals are still there, and they have nowhere to go. And the worst part? Your brain can't tell the difference between imagining a threat and actually facing one. When you lie there replaying that argument, your amygdala fires like it's happening right now. Your heart rate shifts. Your breathing changes. Your body physically prepares to defend itself from a memory, from something that's already over. Researcher Ethan Cross at the University of Michigan calls this chatter, that loop of repetitive, self-focused thought that hijacks you in the quiet moments. And his research shows it activates the exact same neural pathways as real social pain. The embarrassment you keep replaying, your nervous system experiences it as a wound every single time. And then you try to stop it. You tell yourself, don't think about it. Just stop. Go to sleep. And it gets worse. That's not a coincidence. That's science. Psychologist Daniel Wegner proved it. Tell someone not to think about a white bear, and they cannot stop thinking about a white bear. The harder you fight the thought, the more brain power gets devoted to monitoring whether you're still thinking it. You can't win by fighting. So what do you actually do? You stop fighting, and you start speaking the brain's language. Write down your open loops. Not your feelings, your plan. What is unresolved? What needs to happen tomorrow? Studies from Baylor University found that people who wrote a simple to-do list before bed fell asleep dramatically faster than those who journaled emotions. Because the brain doesn't need to feel heard, it needs to feel ready. Cool the room. Your core body temperature has to drop to initiate sleep. A cool environment accelerates it. This is ancient biology. Work with it, not against it. Move your body during the day. Even 30 minutes of walking changes the chemistry your nighttime brain has to deal with. Give the cortisol somewhere to go before the sun goes down. And turn off the screens. Your phone emits the exact spectrum of light your brain reads as midday sky. You are literally telling your 200,000-year-old biological system that the sun is still up, that the day isn't over, that it is not yet safe to rest. You are confusing your own brain with a rectangle of glass and light. Here's what I want you to carry with you. Tonight, when you close your eyes and the thoughts start flooding in, that's not failure. That's not weakness. That's the most battle-tested survival system in human history doing what it was designed to do. It kept your ancestors alive in the dark. It kept your bloodline going for 200,000 years. It got you here. The problem was never your brain. The problem is that your brain is ancient and your world is not. The open loops that never close, the threats that have no resolution, the body that sits still while the mind runs marathons, the artificial light that says day when everything else says night. You cannot rewire the default mode network, but you can work with it instead of against it. You can give it closed loops. You can cool the room. You can move the body. You can turn off the artificial sun. And eventually, not all at once, but gradually, the ancient brain that lit up in the dark will find less to do. Not because it has stopped, but because you learned to speak its language. Tonight, when you lie down and the thoughts begin, you will know what is happening. The same brain that hunted and survived and planned and persisted is doing what it has always done. It is getting you ready. It just needs you to show it that you already are. And tonight, your brain might just let you rest. Enjoyed the video? Subscribe and join the journey from day one.